Former President Donald Trump has injected himself into the Israel-Gaza conflict with a characteristically bold move. He issued a stark warning, demanding the release of all remaining hostages held by Hamas in Gaza by Saturday noon. This ultimatum has sent shockwaves through the region, raising tensions and putting immense pressure on the ongoing negotiations between Israel and Hamas. Trump's deadline has put a spotlight on the plight of the hostages, a group that includes both Israelis and foreign nationals. The world watches with bated breath, wondering if Hamas will meet Trump's demand or if his intervention will further escalate the already volatile situation. The former president's hardline stance has been met with mixed reactions. Some praise his unwavering commitment to bringing the hostages home, while others criticize his intervention as reckless and potentially damaging to the fragile ceasefire. The situation remains fluid, with the deadline fast approaching. The world holds its breath as the clock ticks down to Trump's deadline, unsure of what the next few hours hold for the hostages in Gaza and the already volatile region. The stakes are incredibly high and the consequences of failure could be catastrophic. Trump's ultimatum has thrown a wrench into the delicate ceasefire agreement brokered between Israel and Hamas. The ceasefire, a result of painstaking negotiations and international pressure, aimed to bring a much-needed respite to the violence that has plagued the region. However, Trump's intervention threatens to unravel this fragile peace. The former president's demand for the immediate release of all hostages directly contradicts the terms of the ceasefire. The agreement outlined a phased approach to hostage release, with the next group scheduled for release on Saturday and further releases planned in the coming weeks. Trump's ultimatum disregards this agreed-upon framework, potentially jeopardizing the entire agreement. The international community has expressed concern over Trump's actions, fearing that his hardline stance could reignite the conflict. The ceasefire, while imperfect, represents a crucial step towards peace. Its collapse would have devastating consequences for both Israelis and Palestinians, plunging the region back into a cycle of violence and suffering. Despite the uncertainty and tension, there is still hope that the ceasefire can be salvaged. Diplomatic efforts are underway to de-escalate the situation and bring both sides back to the negotiating table. The coming days will be critical in determining the fate of the ceasefire and the future of the Israel-Gaza conflict. The fate of the remaining hostages hangs precariously in the balance as Trump's deadline looms. The families of the hostages cling to hope, praying for their safe return. The world anxiously awaits news, desperate for a peaceful resolution to this agonizing ordeal. Amidst the uncertainty, there are glimmers of hope. 3 hostages, Sagui Dekolchen, Sasha Trufanov, and Yair Horn, are scheduled for release on Saturday. This release, if it proceeds as planned, could signal a willingness on the part of Hamas to engage in dialogue and seek a resolution. Adding to the glimmer of hope is the tireless work of Steve Witkoff, Trump's envoy, who has been deeply involved in the negotiations. Witkoff has been working tirelessly behind the scenes, engaging with all parties involved to secure the release of the hostages. His efforts, while challenging, offer a ray of hope in this complex and volatile situation. Despite these positive developments, the situation remains fluid and unpredictable. The release of the 3 hostages is not guaranteed, and the fate of the remaining hostages remains uncertain. The coming hours will be critical in determining whether hope prevails or the situation deteriorates further. Trump's involvement in the Israel-Gaza conflict is just the latest chapter in his long and complicated history with the region. His presidency was marked by unwavering support for Israel, often at the expense of the Palestinians. His decision to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, a move widely condemned by the international community, was a testament to his pro-Israel stance. Adding fuel to the fire is Trump's controversial proposal for Gaza. He has repeatedly suggested a plan that involves Israel taking full control of Gaza, relocating the Palestinian population, and transforming the Strip into a luxurious tourist destination, a Riviera of the Middle East. This proposal has been met with widespread condemnation, with critics accusing Trump of promoting apartheid and ignoring the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people. Trump's legacy in the Middle East is one of heightened tensions and missed opportunities. His actions have exacerbated existing divisions and made the already challenging task of achieving peace even more difficult. While he may have enjoyed strong support from Israel, his policies have alienated the Palestinians and much of the international community. As Trump continues to insert himself into the Israel-Gaza conflict, it remains to be seen what impact his involvement will have. His history suggests a tendency towards unilateral action and a disregard for international consensus. This approach, while potentially appealing to his base, risks further destabilizing the region and making a lasting peace even more elusive.